So let's jump in the game, and my prediction is that Stephano is going to win it.
Just as betting against Braddock is dangerous for your life, betting against Stephano is dangerous for your wallet.
Yes.
Because the kid literally never loses.
Well, never say never, but really.
When was the last time Stephano lost to a foreigner? Was it versus Titan?
No, he lost. He lost recently against who was that? I have to think right now, but he lost recently against someone. That did not happen.
I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't really matter, does it?
It does not matter all that much as we see Stephano, the pink Power Ranger Zerg, as he likes to call himself, spawning up in the top right-hand corner of this is Daybreak, right?
Yes, it is Daybreak.
And of course, we've got Braddock spawning down here in the bottom left.
This game was played early today, guys, because both of them, of course, are currently living in Europe. And we would feel a bit mean, and would also be bad for the quality of the games to say, no, guys, you must play at 4 AM. So they played early today. But of course, we are completely unaware of the result and have no idea what's going to happen.
Cool, cool. And yeah, so Stephano, much like his ZVP reputation, his ZVT reputation is very macro-centric. He loves Infesterling. Some people might call, or maybe I should say might have called his playstyle one-dimensional, especially around the time that he went to Korea. I should say went to Korea the first time because he is going back. And then he went over there and he famously kind of got beaten up by some Hellion Marine stuff and then came back, said he wanted to reassess his play style, and we've seen him mixing it up some more. I've seen Stephano do some Roachling, Baneling all-ins, which is really cool, and I've seen him maintain that same old-school play style. I've even seen him go Muta some.
Yeah, but just in general, he feels like he's not the best Muta player around. He says that about himself. I'd still be pretty scared to play against his Mutas, man, in whatever matchup, ZVZ, ZVT, or PVZ for that matter. But Stephano says he feels in general more comfortable with Infestors, and I do think that's something we're going to see as well. Braddock was one of the players who was present at the NASL Season 2 offline finals as well, guys. So that means that he has that he had a pretty good season, and of course it shows that he's capable of something and that he deserves to be here. But Braddock is in general a player who really flies under the radar. He did attend the Gathering and he made it to the overall final where he lost in the TVT series against
the best player in the world.
By far, Lucifron. But yes, in general, we don't see Braddock a lot. He doesn't attend a lot of tournaments. He did win a really big tournament once in Russia, something that not many people know. But the first place was $10,000, and the second place was like a graphic card with Norton Antivirus subscription for 6 months. It's like the most.
Third place was a White Raw Special Fish.
Yeah, the most unfair price distribution of all time. But yeah, Braddock did win that tournament back then in Russia. And that was pretty much all that we've really seen from him. Yeah, now recently started to go to NASL Season 2, or well, that's 5 months ago already. But he also went to the Gathering, and that's nice. So Ben, talk us through the openers.
Stephano already supply blocked at 28. That's really weird. Taking a page out of X-Lord's book. But he's gotten it cleared up already. Back onto the droning and just moving into that mid game that we know him so well for. Braddock's gone Command Center first, which is really, really, really good against a typical Stephano style. Stephano delays his gas, he loves to drone, and you know, this is just one of the ways of saying, hey, I dare you to punish this, and really you can't when you don't have speedlings.
Speed is about to finish up though in roughly 30 seconds or so. He's starting his creep spread, so we'll see. Roach Wine is being produced right now for Stephano, but might be a safety Roach Wine.
No, I think we're going to see Roachling Bane.
You think so?
He's making a couple more drones. That'll take him up to 38.
That's the magic number, right? Or 36.
35 is what you normally see this go off of. We'll see. I mean, I'm not saying that it's definitely going to happen, but the way Stephano's building Overlords three at a time, it definitely points towards something like that. And it's one of the good ways to punish something like this. The Banelings get you through the wall, and the Roaches and the leftover Speedlings kind of do the rest.
He's saving up and he has some money, so we're going to see how he's going to spend it, but I'm pretty sure that you are right. Here come the Roaches, 7 Roaches at once, and are we going to see a Baneling nest as well? That's something that I really wonder about right now.
It could also possibly just be Roach Speedling, which is still a good all-in.
He's getting double Evo chamber.
Okay, now I have no idea what to think.
7 Roaches just in case?
And he's okay. Now this makes a little bit of sense. So this is something that Sheth used to do a lot. He would drone hard on 2 base, make 5, 6, 7 Roaches pressure, and take a third behind it. And it's very difficult for this kind of attack to be completely unsuccessful because even if you do minimal damage, you force the Terran player to reveal his hand. He has to show you everything while he is defending the attack, which gives you time to drone up, allows you to prepare the proper response to the mid-game Terran army. So this is cool, and I love the way that Stephano is already transitioning with the double Evo and the fast third hatchery. So this is going to work out okay for him. He's already got a small drone lead, and with 3 hatcheries pumping on and a queen on each one, he's really going to power hard.
And this is nice as well. This is kind of what Terrans face when they play against Protoss sometimes, when they are paranoid about gateway all-ins. Right now, Braddock, of course, has to worry about the Baneling Roach all-in. So he's forcing SCV straight away. He's building an additional bunker. So basically he's spending a lot of money that he shouldn't spend this way. Or he's wasting a lot of money, you can even say.
Yeah, and as we can see, Stephano is able to just, again, hitting a nasty supply block.
I spoke with him about this in the past, and then he said, yeah, it's crazy, right? I supply block myself all the time, and I still win. Zerg is so easy. He actually literally said that.
He says that all the time. I remember him at the Lone Star Clash when he won that tournament. He just got up on stage. He's like, oh, Zerg.
Zerg is so good. I don't understand why people say Zerg is not good.
Somebody once asked me how to beat Protoss, and I just said, make roaches.
That's how easy it is. Stephano, man. He's a simple man. When he speaks the truth.
He's a simple man, and he doesn't care about anything. He's just Stephano does what Stephano's gonna do.
And he's just naturally insanely good at this game for some reason.
Yep, and he's already doing a good job of getting that creep moving. He's got overlords in spots, so creep can get up the high ground.
Did see that one medevac as well, which was full of Marines. Yeah, Stephano always has it. That's why I would love to see a single Viking from Braddock right now, which I always think is so useful.
Very, very seldom that single Viking doesn't pay for itself.
I couldn't agree more.
In today's metagame, I might even say never, since Zergs have all but stopped going Muta. And Braddock, he is out on the map right now. Stim Marines with Marauders under medevacs are incredibly good against what Stephano is showing us right now. His infestation pit is a long way away.
Stephano has a pretty weak army right now. 32 Zerglings and 14 Roaches. And he's going to spot his army right now. He's going to need to make something happen, man. There's no Baneling nests, as we see oh so often in this season from the NASL, that people just refuse to make Banelings in ZVT.
Oh, that's little tumor just outside of sight range of Braddock. That's a little bit frustrating for Braddock. Stephano just making as many lings as he can. Does lose an Overlord there, but this time he's got plenty of supply room. Infestation pit finishes. 1-1's also done for Zerg.
The funny thing is that if Braddock would have just stimmed straight away through the third, he would have been able to kill it. There's absolutely no doubt that he wouldn't be able to kill it. But people are just so afraid that Stephano is always ready for what you're going to throw at him, that instead Braddock is just like, okay, you make some units and I'm just going to try to pick up some Overlords and take out some creep tumors.
Now Stephano's ready. He might be able to catch this army in transit. Speedlings are very fast. Well, I guess he's going to stall out here in the middle of the map. But yeah, you're completely right. I think it's okay for Braddock to be cautious. He was on creep after all, and he didn't know if there were Banelings somewhere. But in the grand scheme of things, it's proving pretty unfortunate for Braddock because now he's missed his opportunity to do real damage. And Stephano's moving into that mid-game that he's so comfortable with.
Yeah, Braddock is doing very, very nice economically, though, as we can see. He's up to, he's actually having a worker lead. How often do you see that? But yeah, as you mentioned, when Stephano is comfortable, bomb 18 drones at once, just because it doesn't really matter how the game goes. Stephano, he might get supply block himself a few times, but he always knows how to spend larva or how to save up larva until he's safe to do something. And that's exactly what we see him do right now. And how Braddock was doing good economically, suddenly he's 14 workers behind. And Stephano is doing really good being on 3 base so quick.
Yeah, he's also getting a 12-minute hive. That'll be done. We're looking at 15-minute Broodlords basically, so really cool stuff. Stephano's so map aware, well aware of this drop at the bottom half of the map, or at least I thought he was. He was chasing this medevac and then the Lings just sort of stopped.
The Lings got tired, man. It's like, it's so unfair. If only.
Braddock will drop on this hatchery. I swear I think Stephano can deal with it easily, and he does head that way. Stem goes down. Hatch taking damage very fast, but Braddock doesn't want to risk it. Lifts up, gets the heck out of there.
Big army from Braddock is coming in, though. Braddock, who I believe doesn't really have an idea. No, he didn't scout the main base of Stephano all along. I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to land the scan there soon. He does start dropping over here on the right side, but that's basically just to pull Stephano out of position.
Yeah, and Stephano, he's okay to sack this hatch. He probably doesn't want to. His infestors are there. He doesn't want to lose them.
No, I was about to say. Sacking the hatch is one thing, but you don't want to end up losing those 4 infestors.
What Stephano does want to do is buy himself time to get his Broodlords out. His hive is done. Greater Spire is beginning.
He might be setting up a sandwich, though. He has a lot of Zerglings, and I think they're coming in from behind.
That's right. Here we go. Roaches and Lings from every side. What a great engagement by Stephano. There's the Fungals going down. Siege Tank's trying to focus these Infestors. I think he's out of energy, though, but it doesn't even matter. Wow, Stephano.
What a beautiful engagement.
This is, in my opinion, there's three things that really defines Stephano. He always has lots of larvae. His map awareness is top-notch. And the biggest one, in my opinion, and this just applies to all of StarCraft 2, when he engages, he always engages well. His army control in general is quite possibly the best outside of Korea. I mean, think back to when he played TT1.
Do you want to say he's top 3 control?
He's definitely top 3 control. And I mean, control with Zerg is way different than it is with Terran or Protoss, but it's basically setting up your fights and then taking good fights. But Stephano never takes a bad fight, it seems.
No, that was indeed a really beautiful engagement. I'm pretty sure that's going to make the highlight video of tomorrow, man. At least it's going to make it in my highlights. But still, Braddock is doing a really good job. I would actually love to see that highlight once more. I mean, I would actually love to see that engagement once more after the series is over, if that is possible. But anyway, Braddock is still doing fine, man. Broodlords are, of course, on the way, and he's going to have to deal with them. But so far, Braddock hasn't done
He's
much
been
wrong.
Mostly unsuccessful in any of his attempts at doing damage. Did he even know? It was never even, wow, I can't say the sentence. He wasn't even able to kill that hatchery down in the bottom right, which I thought was probably doomed to go down. Now Stephano's bought himself all the time he needs. His Broodlords are morphing. He's going to go max out on 60 Lings and however many broods he can afford. And Kev, we say it all the time, but you know games are over when Stephano gets that very important adrenal glands upgrade.
Oh. Wow, and it's almost ready. That's actually going to be a big change. Well, Braddock notices as well. He's like, what? Adrenal glands is almost ready? Retreat planetary. That's the only thing that could save us right now.
Fire missiles!
Fire missiles. I want to say something else, but I can't. The Broodlords are coming.
The broods are making their way across the map.
Stephano's like, but I'm a little tired. Okay, then take a nap. Then fire some missiles.
Oh, I love.
Braddock really needs more Vikings. He's just starting his first 2 Vikings right now. Well, we're gonna have we're gonna have 7 Corruptors. This is gonna be hard for Braddock to hold. But this, I actually thought it was gonna be a drop, but it's not a drop. I would have loved to see him drop the main base right now.
Would be the best time for it. Stephano, like he always does, has spine crawlers at every one of his expansions, though. Broodlords do pick off a couple of Marines as they do get close to that tank line.
So hard for these Broodlings starting to spawn, and the tank's dealing a lot of damage to the Marines, but the moment he unsieges too many, he knows that Stephano's going to roll in with those adrenal gland Zerglings.
And here we go. Vikings is Braddock just going to try to trade? I don't know if that's the right choice. Stephano making his way up into the natural with all the Lings and the Roaches. The Broodlords are going to maintain.
Those Lings are going to have a lot of fun.
Oh, yes they are. And the Broodlords are going to continue to assault Braddock's 4th base. Meanwhile, Braddock is kind of in base trade mode. Interesting decision, and it's seldom that you see this where Terrans just try to exploit the lack of mobility that a Broodlord-based army has. Stephano coming back basically with all of his Infestors and Lings, just leaving a handful of units in the natural and the 3rd to clean up everything. Check out the supply counts, or not the supply counts, the worker counts right now.
12 SCVs remaining for Braddock. But Stephano is going to lose a lot of crucial buildings over here. Oh, Stephano had 2 Spires next to each other.
Needs to take a page out of Damaga's book and listen to us.
Exactly. So Braddock's going to do pretty good over here as well. But Stephano is coming. He's going to try to save his main base just like Braddock saved his.
Immediately, Stephano starts a new Greater Spire. Here come all those units trying to defend. Braddock is up in the main, but can he possibly hold against just wave after wave of Zerg unit that's streaming his way?
I think so. He's dropping on the right side over here as well, and he's doing a pretty decent job, but all those Broodlords are starting to return. Nice Fungals as well. Braddock's supply just plummeting, only at 58 right now.
Braddock down to 5 SCVs as he continues to try and find openings in Stephano's defenses. There are not many of them. Still a couple of Marines alive up in the main. They're dying to Broodlings. 3-3 Broodlings actually hurt.
Yeah, of course. Broodlings are good, man.
Another drop down at the bottom of the map. Stephano not really mining much there, and he also has spine crawlers in good spots, so he doesn't have to.
How many spires was he making?
I don't know.
Like
He's got a new Greater Spire morphing and a new regular Spire somewhere else.
Yeah, it was over here, and then he cancelled this, which was also a Spire. So he was making he was making 2 Spires, and he's already morphing 1, so he basically would go up to 3 Spires. Maybe he did listen to us after all, man.
Maybe he did. Then the result, of course, is a commanding lead, 170 supply to 45. Braddock has basically one last push, but this one is going to be Marines against Ultras, Zerglings, Broodlords, Roaches, 6 Corruptors, and 2 Infestors. I don't think the Marines can win that fight.
I think it's going to be pretty tough. So Braddock obviously making the wrong choice, trying to go for that base race. Then again, he just didn't really have much of a choice because he wasn't ready for all those Broodlords of Stephano.
Is there ever really a choice when you play against Stephano?
I don't know, Ben. I felt pretty hopeless the few times I did play against him. It was very fun, by the way, guys. They asked me to play this tournament, which is a little while ago. It's like the ONOC invitation. They're like, Rod, it would be cool if you play. Like the fans can vote for you, and if you vote you in, you can play. I was like, well, okay, cool. So the fans vote for me. I was like, well, okay, I'll make my first tournament appearance in a long time. Yeah, sure. My only stream game against Stephano. Good luck. It's like bad luck Brian right here, man.
Oh.
Plays first public game of StarCraft, gets 2-0 by Stephano.
Well, the game on Cloud Kingdom I thought was kind of close.
I should have scouted better.
If you hadn't gotten countered, I think you could have won.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, guys, let's take another look at that engagement, Bang. You've been hammering on how good those engagements are of Stephano.
Yep, here it is, and we can see that basically Stephano just engages from multiple angles. That's the name of the game. The name of the game when you're
playing.
How
does it feel to hear yourself and talking to yourself at the same moment?
It's like music to my ears.
Really? Do you love your voice, man?
It's actually when I hear myself, I'm always like, man, I sound so nasally. I hate that.
But your point was made. It was a really, really beautiful engagement by Stephano.
I could not agree more. That first game, folks, brought to you by. Let's find out. By Kingston HyperX. And so, yeah, KingstonHyperX.com or Kingston.com. Go check them out. Buy some SSDs and some RAM because that's how you support esports. Quick commercial break, and then we're back with Game 2, Braddock versus Stephano.